Welcome back to the Aaron Davis YouTube channel and the Wolves rebuild, the ultra realistic rebuild that has been happening so far. Obviously, in the previous episode, you saw us lift the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, and I think this season's big aim for me personally would to go on and try and just win the Europa League. If we're in the Europa League, we need to go and try and win it. We're going to try and build a good, strong European side. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so the board objectives for the season then: finish in the Champions League spot and win the FA Cup. They want us to win back-to-back FA Cups, and this is critical as well. So we need a top 4 spot, all for us to win the Europa League and then win the FA Cup. Win the Europa League is what they want, so to be fair, we could do a little bit worse off in the league and not make top 4, but win the Europa League, which is my big personal aim, so that's not too bad. I usually just miss the youth development ones. Sign one crucial first team player, signed at the midfielder position. To be fair, unless someone's release clause gets bought, or I do just randomly end up selling a midfielder, I don't really see me bringing in a crucial midfielder out of this team. I think the midfield's pretty fine. And get 10 wins in away matches this season. So we need to be on form away. And then make 2.55 million in profit from youth player sales. Yeah, again, the youth stuff's probably not going to be done, but as long as we do the more critical stuff, we should be alright. Really budgeting us for this season. I know that sounds crazy when I have literally 100 million to spend, but considering how much I spent last season, they're really putting it down this season. I think the board have realised we might have FFP up our arse here. We've spent so much money on this team already, so I'm not surprised it's only 97 million. That's not a lot to work with. I do want a big new centre-back in, and that's probably going to cost us about 60, so we'll see what we can do with this budget. So, as for players who are going to be leaving, Matheus Nunes is already going to Manchester City. That has been confirmed, done and dusted. I think we're getting about 25 million from him. Chem Campbell is going. Chiquinho's been added to the transfer list. I've found a new Brazilian left winger. I forgot his name now, but I've got him on the short list. He's only 23 and he's 80 overall, so I'm upgrading a bit of the depth this season, hopefully. Daniel Mills just has not went up a rating in like 2 seasons out on loans, so I think it's his time to go. Thiago Anibal and Castro are just normal loan deals. Try and get them out. Try and get them, both of them, hopefully this season, at least into the 70 overalls, and then they can be on track to try and play in some of the cups or something for them, maybe. As for players on the shortlist, we have no Thomas. This is the guy I was on about. He's probably going to cost about 60. If I need to pay his release clause, I physically can't. We don't really have that money. But this guy, French centre-back, look at some of these statistics, man. 94 jump and 98 strength. He is ridiculous by the sounds of it. So I want to bring this guy in. He's probably going to cost Norman a leg. Emmanuel, here, apparently Wolves are getting him in real life, or have literally just signed him in real life. So I mean, I could go in for it. I just don't think I will, with him already being 31. If I had gotten this news at the very start of this career mode, then yeah, I would have got him. But I think now I'm just going to take him off the list. Marvin Avila, if you go back to the last episode, this guy got double digits in both things, goals and assists. So potentially could be either the replacement for Lawson, or could play up alongside Lawson. I could play 2 up top. Or he could just be the new bench striker. We'll find out, but he could be something to look into bringing in. And then this is the new Brazilian winger I was on about, Newton, who's currently at Marseille. He's 23 only, and he's already 80 overall. A lot of potential there. Better than Chiquinho, I would imagine. Absolutely massive news here for Wolves. We have just gave an extension to Roger Fernandez. He still had 2 years left on his deal. We've just extended his contract for 4 extra years. He's now here for a total of 6 years. His wage only went up 15k from 80 to 95k a week. He got a £2 million signing on bonus. And then if he scores 20 goals in them 6 years, which he's pretty much guaranteed at this point, he's going to get an extra $1 million. It's a hefty contract, one of the biggest we've probably ever seen at the club, but my god is he worth it. Then some massive deals have happened here in the summer transfer window. We're already off to spending so much money. We're going to be making some money back from sales, do not worry, but the centre-back I wanted has indeed joined us. No Thomas, the French centre-back from Atletico Madrid, for 76.8 million. An absolutely mental deal. I tried to bring the price down as much as I could, but I just simply couldn't. Newton's joined us from Marseille for 34.6. That is his release clause. It wouldn't let us just negotiate, so I just had to go ahead and pay the release clause. Daniel Mills has left us for 570k. Anabal's went out on loan, same with Castro. Chiquinho has went to Porto for 50 million. I feel like it's very realistic with Porto being Portuguese there, but we've just lost a lot of our Portuguese core. Hopefully we can bring some of that back in, but yeah, that's what we've done so far. These contracts are absolutely massive. So João Neves is our top earner here with 250k a week, which is just ridiculous. Thiago de Jolo just signed a new contract with him for like an extra year, I think it is, or was it 3 years? 120k. No, Thomas, who's just signed, has got 100k, but when he gets 20 clean sheets, he gets a million bonus, which is insane as well. Even Ryan Shirky, for being 24 years old, is on 100k. There, even more goalkeeper now is on 95k. The contracts are just massive. I'm very surprised though that Roger Fernandez has not asked for over 100k a week, to be honest. I'm actually very surprised. He's now on that for 6 years now. I know he gets all of his bonuses, but still, you'd think you would ask for more, considering Sean Longstaff is on bloody 95k a week as well. So of course we have to get through the FA Community Shield, obviously with us being at the FA Cup winners from last season, playing the league title winners Chelsea, and there's only going to be one goal in this game, and it comes very early, and we're basically from kick-off. Semenyo just burying it into the back of the net there with the outside of his boot. Absolutely incredible, in front of all them Wolves fans as well. Love the celebration that we've got going on there. Look at how easy that is. Just playing it through a defence that just won a league title is mental. But very nice to see the lads lifting the trophy. Community Shield down the hatch. We've done it. It's an extra trophy we can tick off. It's not a massive trophy, but it's something we can tick off. A little extra bit of silverware there. And of course, Araujo lifting it. Yet another one. He's lifted so many trophies so far in his Wolves career. And let us just tell you, there is a lot more to come. Definitely a lot more to come. Samu Costa has left Wolves to go to Nottingham Forest for 32.6 million. He spent a good few years at the team, and I just think it was the right time to get rid of him. We also do need to make a bit of money back after spending over 100 million just on 2 players. Going into the new season then, obviously we have played the game against Chelsea and we did win the Community Shield, which is absolutely massive, of course. But this is the team going out for the rest of the season, or at least up until January, until some things change. Obviously I could rotate this team as well before then, depending on player performances. But to start off the season, we've got Bento and Net. Your back four is Bueno, Thomas, Araujo and Correa. In the midfield, you've got Fernandez, Neves, Shirky. And then your front three has been the same for the past few years now, of Fernandez, Lawson and Semenyo. I've changed a few things around the tactic-wise and assignments. So assignments, this is what we're looking at. A lot of these were actually just mixed around, and potentially part of the reason why we're not actually doing even better than what this team should be. Especially when it comes to this. I didn't actually know this was a thing, and if you go back to my previous career modes, you actually never see me change any of these here. But the corner kick instructions, so target player was actually Neves. Neves is 5'7". I'm pretty sure he's the smallest player on this team. So that has had to change, obviously. The target player now is Lawson. He might start banging in the goals, or we might just start being a bit more sort of collective from corners. Near post, you've got Semenyo. I feel like Semenyo's really good at just flicking the ball on with his head. He's been doing it when I have been playing the game, so I feel like near post makes sense. And then back post, the big man himself, Araujo. He's got very good heading out European jumpments, so if the ball gets past all these, this should be the last man in the line. Past deadline day, and let's have a look at our Europa League games for the season. We've got Sporting, Napoli's in there. We've got Twente, we've got Bologna, Genk, Split, I forgot how you say these are Pole, and then Besiktas. It's not awful, and you know what it is? I favour ourselves against all of them teams. What? I bet nobody expected this, nor did I. We are 8 points clear at top of the table, 21 games into the season. 17 games to go. We have by far, actually no we don't have the best defensive record. Chelsea with 16, they do have Alisson in net. So that's a bit of an allowance, but second best defensive record in the league. That is just crazy. I did not expect us to be like this. I don't know what's changed. It could have been the tactics. We'll go and have a look at the players' stats, but I think Lawson's been banging them in, which has massively helped. Could be from the tactic changes. But 15 wins in 21, 3 draws, 3 losses, 42 goals scored, and only 18 against were on 48 points, 8 above Manchester City, and 10 points above Newcastle United. This is massive. This is how everybody is looking halfway through the season then. What I do like is centre-backs have been sort of equally spilled out. I know, well, between like Dejalo and Thomas, say, there's only 5 games between them, which is very nice to see. But players like Castro and Bueno have been it's been a bit of a challenge for them to try and get some game time. Lovely stuff to see. Thierry Correa has won up 2 ratings this season, which is good. Kobani's actually getting some game time, nice to see. Longstaff has actually played a lot of games this season, nearly played as many games as Ryan Shirky there, which is great to see. I mean, he's been a massive help for her. Part of the reason I didn't want to get rid of him, to be fair, he is a decently important player. Mateus Fernandes, again, probably the team's best player at this point. 13 goals, 7 assists. Neves, second season, I would say second season syndrome, but as in like a good way. He had quite a bit of a mediocre first season, but second season, he's been outstanding. 6 goals, 7 assists, average rating of 7.17. That is absolutely brilliant from him. And now he's up to a 90 overall. Probably going to be one of the world's best midfielders as the years tick on. Other players aren't looking bad. I mean, Shirky, he was better last season. Roger Fernandes has greatly sort of fallen a bit here. He's only got 4 goals, no assists. I'd imagine second half of the season he's going to turn that around. But I mean, Newton has 2 goals and 1 assist already, and that's only in 9 games. So interesting to see that. Semenyo, brilliant from him yet again. No wonder I give him a little bit of a contract extension and a pay rise. He's on 13 goals, 4 assists there. Nell and Solomon just cannot get game time to save their lives at this point. But Lawson, I did tell you, tactic changes will make a difference with this guy. He had a bit of a mediocre season last season, still got like 20 goal contributions, but halfway through a season, he's got 21 goals, 7 assists. This guy's projected to get 42 goals, 14 assists if he keeps going the way he's going.
I did tell you there's a lot more trophies to come in this career mode, and we're kicking it off towards the end of this season in the FA Cup final. We've had an unbelievable run in the FA Cup this season, beating Manchester United 5-0 in one of the legs, which was just ridiculous. And now we've come up against Arsenal, who we've actually struggled against a lot sort of during the Premier League season so far in this career mode. But when it comes to finals, this team does not disappoint. We absolutely do not disappoint, and it's a massive celebration yet again from Strand Larsen, one of the best strikers I've used in FIFA. Just going to throw it out there, genuinely is. But enjoy the celebrations. It is back-to-back FA Cup titles, absolutely amazing, which does mean we're going to be in the Community Shield again when it comes to next season. Even better news, just more silverware rolling through this team. But Araujo lifting the trophy. I love the FA Cup as well, always loved the look of it, and when you mix in the orange sort of yellowy banners with it, it just looks amazing. Lifting that in front of them Wolves fans, be over the moon with it. His arms are still glitchy when he lifts trophies, don't know why that is, but yeah, that is a big one. 2 in a row as well. Next up is the Europa League final. Look at this, what a way to kick it off. Oh, that is an absolute screamer from Larsen there. He loves playing in finals, this kid. But yeah, we've got Real Sociedad in the Europa League final. What a bit of a dodgy run in this. We didn't make it through. We had to go for the qualification round. You play like 2 legs in the qualification. That takes you through to the round of 16. Then you go into the quarterfinals. So I had to play a bit more extra football just to get here. But look at this. 70 minutes in. We're going to hit the nail on the head here with this beautiful finish from Eusebio. And that is just an incredible way to top everything off. 70 minutes in. Sociedad had nothing going their way. Pretty sure they didn't even have a shot on target during this game. And yet again, it's another trophy won this season. That is Community Shield, the FA Cup, Europa League. It's the first season back in Europe as well, and we're just pretty much blitzed away, apart from that group stage or the league format. sort of ties, but we did struggle in them. But when it comes to knockout games, we're absolutely spot on. We played Napoli, we played Tottenham in there as well, and we just absolutely blitzed our way through it. So very nice. Love the look of the Europa League trophy as well. I think it's one of the nicest looking trophies in football, and I love the theme as well, the theme song, the colours, absolutely amazing. And you know what, Wolves done pretty well in this one, Nuno as well, in real life, a good few years ago now, so it's very nice to go even further on that and top things off, especially in front of all them Wolves fans. Look at what it means, especially to Araujo. Now then, final game of the season. As you can see, one game, 3 points away from lifting the Premier League trophy. Can Chelsea do back-to-back, or can we finally win the Premier League for the first time? It's not off to a brilliant start. We couldn't get anything going in this first half and then stupidly give a penalty away, which now means we've got to score at least 2 goals to go and win the title. It would be shocking to bottle it against relegation side Southampton. Relegation side Southampton need to win this game to stay up, so we're fighting for everything here. Southampton are fighting to stay up. We're fighting to win the league. Southampton felt like they had more grit in this game. They felt like they had more of a hold in this game. But when it comes to the second half, you already know. I changed a few tactics, put into attacking mode, and we're just going to try and fight way back. It did take to nearly the 70th minute here, as you can see, to even just get a goal back. And that's not just it. Like I said, we need 3 points to go ahead and win the league. So we needed to fight on it even more, and we just done that. A few minutes later, look at this. Oh, the footwork there, everything. Eusego scoring 2 brilliantly important goals there against Sociedad and here against Southampton in the last Premier League game of the season, and that should do it. We haven't hit the nail on the head just yet though. A few minutes after that, what a 10 minutes it's been here. Look at this goal. Oh, Strand Larsen, it's absolutely fucking fabulous. Bit of alliteration, whatever you call it there. It's amazing stuff. Love that celebration as well. He's done that a few times. And the celebrations ring out as we win our very first Premier League title as Wolves manager. Is it the first of many? You'll have to find out, but there we go. And that is the nicest looking trophy of them all. I mean, Champions League, Europa League, it doesn't beat that. The FA Cup, Community Shield, it does not beat that. With the crown on the top, incredible looking trophy. Araujo should go down as one of the best captains this league's ever seen, I would imagine, at this point, or just one of the best captains of all time. The amount of trophies he's lifted here is kind of crazy, and to do it at the Molineux as well is even better. Love lifting a trophy, especially at home. Just makes it kind of feel a lot more at home. As it comes to ending this season off, we're going to go through obviously all the stats and that. Bento still proving time and time again of how good of a goalkeeper he is. Hugo Bueno playing an amazing amount of games there as well. Obviously Thiago Djalo sort of stepped back down a little bit now with Thomas coming in this season. Correa could potentially be on his way out, I suppose. He is like nearly going on to 29, nearly entering his 30s now at this point. Mateus Fernandes and Neves, they have stepped up massively this season. That midfield is just ridiculous. One of the best midfields in the league. Shirky had a bit of a quieter season. Same with Roger Fernandes, to be fair. 10 and 7's quiet for him. Newton actually proved to be a decent signing for coming off the bench. Semenyo, one of the best players we've had this season. Solomon should have really played a bit more, I would say. And then Larsen, that is historic. 36 goals, 9 assists in 62 games. Wow, that is incredible. And that's how we end it. 38 games played, 24 wins. We're getting 5 draws, 9 losses. Only 9 losses, not terrible. 72 goals scored, the highest goal scorers, and 39 against us, like the second best defensive record in there as well. So it is really a historic season here, what we've just pulled off. Lovely to see Everton going down as well, and Southampton stayed up anyway due to goal difference. That's literally it. As of goal scorers, literally of Haaland just simply didn't exist. Larsen would have definitely had a golden boot there. It's quite a shame that he never won a golden boot in this career mode, actually. Apart from, did he win it in the Championship? I can't remember if he won it in the Championship. He would have definitely been close, I would imagine. You see some weird signings from some of these teams, I'm not going to lie. Kulusevski at Newcastle just doesn't sit right with us. Isaac topping the assist charts there. João Neves and Fernandes just below him on 9, which is very good to say. I told you, that midfield, it's one of the best. Brentford have a very good team. They got Matty Tell in there, and they've kept players like Mbeumo. Semenyo's up there in the list. Conor Gallagher's at Arsenal, Marmoush's at Forest. I mean, when you get this far into career mode, you do just see some of those random stuff ever. And Bento coming in at 3rd when it comes to the clean sheets. New season then, and here we go. Semenyo should definitely be leaving the team this year. I just think we could do with a bit of a younger right winger in the team, and there is the budget going into it. I've already spent a bit on the youth development there, and also new contracts, which is why the wages increased absolutely massively. 14 million, bit crazy. But here we go, a few signings then. Semenyo to Arsenal, 56 million. We got Fatawu to replace him from Sevilla, 77. Correa joins us. We got Porro. Correa leaves us, and Porro joins him. He replaces him. A little bit younger, and I just think overall better. Martin Villa, who's been on the watch list for quite a while now at Crystal Palace, has finally joined us as Nell goes out on a loan to buy to West Ham there, and they are all the deals that we have ended up doing in the summer. There could be a few more to come, but we'll see. Now then, Community Shield time again, and we won this last season, of course. Lawson, Jesus Christ, what is the Chelsea defence? I can't believe this team won a league title, then finished 2nd just below us last season. You'd expect them to kind of pull the strings a bit more and sort of come out and start playing better, but this was just utter demolition, if that is even a phrase I can use there. You're literally 16 minutes in, 2-0 down. Lawson, is he about to complete a hat-trick? Watch this. Oh my god. And has the balls to just blast it into the net as well. A hat-trick in 32 minutes for Lawson. He had a historic season last season. He's probably about to do it yet again. This guy's crazy. Look at Pedro Porro here. This is why we brought him in. His ability on the ball is just so much better than pretty much a lot of defenders out there in football nowadays. But we've taken a 4-0 lead at the half. Lawson scoring all 4. That has got to be up there with one of the best final performances ever in the history of football, and he's got to be up there in Ballon d'Or voting. Surely, this guy's ridiculous. 60 minutes in, we just want to know that they're definitely finished off. Look at the celebration João Neves does as well. Right in front of all the Chelsea lot. The steel bollocks on him, that is just amazing from him. And we do end up going to win our back-to-back Community Shields there. Just another piece of silverware to add to that trophy cabinet. It's very, very nice to see Araujo lifting yet another trophy with this team. And we can't forget about this one, another massive trophy. It's the Super Cup. Champions League winners versus Europa League winners. I don't know how Sevilla are winning a Champions League. This kind of looks like it's the other way around. We are the Champions League winners. But no, we're Europa League winners. Sevilla were the Champions League winners from last season. And what a way to fucking start it. What a way to begin here. Roger Fernandez, I had to show the entire clip from kickoff, just down to the utter steel bollocks on him. As I've been saying recently, that is just ridiculous. Even the audacity to just do a little ball roll there. Could have took it on himself. Took the ball roll, then took it himself. Incredible stuff. Later on the game, Roger Fernandez buries them off. 72 minutes in, the Champions League winners are completely down the drain. The mighty Wolves are taking another piece of silverware to that trophy cabinet. What a rebuild we have started here. And just another trophy that we can lift. It's not the nicest looking one. I think it's just a bit too plain for me. There could be banners. There could just be a bit of colour to it. And that's called silverware for a reason, but let's add something to it. Even if it is banners, ribbons, I don't know. I don't even think the name's being carved into that. It's just a plain trophy. It doesn't even look nice. It's got the UEFA badge and that's about it. But it's another trophy to add, like I said. And what a performance it was in yet another final. What a team we have built here. What a team. And then the only other signing that we are making this season is Federico Dimarco. Joins us from Fulham for 42.3 million. That's pretty much us all spent up. He comes in for Bueno, who is just going to be on the bench for the majority of the season, I think, now. But we need that experience pushing into this one.
This is not how I expected this career mode to end, but it is officially done. Our contract has been terminated as Wolves manager, which is such a shame. And I think the annoying thing about this mainly is that I'm not going to be able to sort of check the team's stats, I'm pretty sure. But we have been sacked. There it is. We are sacked. I mean, we lasted a good while. We lasted, what, from 2024? Well, like towards the end of 2024 to nearly the very end of the season in 2030, so we've actually lasted a decent while there as Wolves manager. But yeah, we did get knocked out of the Champions League. We also got knocked out of FA Cup and Carabao Cup, and we're 5th in the league. Probably the right decision after the season we did have. The expectations might have been a bit too high, and the next jobs aren't looking great. We've got Ipswich, we have Sheffield, and we have Blackburn. All of them in the Championship. Sheffield are in the Prem, but they're going down this season. And the objectives avoid relegation, which I can't because they're pretty much already down. So that is a very rough decision, to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and take the Ipswich job, and I'll just see... we'll go through some stats if I can get them up. I mean, that, in my opinion, is still a pretty harsh sack, and I can get easily into the top 4 there, and actually get, like, decently close to Arsenal, but we've been sacked. Only lost 8 games in the season, which isn't even horrendous. I guess after winning the league, it's not great, but I know that was the board expectation, but really, is just every season from now on, just win the league. A bit ridiculous, but I've also found that I just can't see the stats of the players. I can't go over the stats of the players at my former team, which is annoying. I've went through team stats, player stats, and I can't get to Premier League teams in that. I don't know why. I do not know why. But this is the team that I'm taking over. I mean, I could do a series on this, to be honest. It doesn't actually look like that bad of a team, I'm not going to lie. And there's not much for the future, but I mean, Seedwell's a brilliant signing in there. Yeah, there's not much for the future, is there? They've got this guy here, Alan Cassidy, as the captain. Yeah, there's really not much going into the future of this team. Don't know how they've afforded Mkhitaryan in there as well as the striker. But yeah, well, I'm going to end the series there. One thing I can go through is my managerial career as a whole. This is what the CV is looking like, which is kind of mad. So clubs 2, obviously just joining this one. League titles 2, we won the Championship and Premier League. Domestic Cups won 3. I think it was 1 Carabao Cup and 2 FA Cups, and 1 Continental Cup was the Europa League. Our biggest win was 9-0 against Stoke. Our first game of the Championship, I believe that was. And then biggest defeat was against Fulham. Record transfer fee 87.4. I can't wrap my head around who that was, but 87. But might have been João Neves. I think it might have been João Neves, in fact. Our total earnings as a manager 16.8 million. Our record is 295 games played, 155 wins, 64 draws, 76 losses, 526 goals scored. That is mental, and 365 against us. But yeah, that ends this run in the Wolves rebuild. We've done pretty much everything we needed to. I just could not win the Champions League, but I won a different European trophy. I won 2 FA Cups, a Carabao Cup, and a Premier League title in the space of, what, about 6 seasons? Really not bad at all, after getting relegated as well. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this series and want to see more of it, please comment down below a team you want to see us do. I know West Ham have just got a new manager in, or they're getting a new manager. We do have Southampton, who have just recently got a new manager. I believe Everton are potentially sacking Sean Dyche, so we could do Everton. But yeah, comment the team down below. It doesn't even need to be in the Prem, just any team we can come in, try and do a long rebuild with. And yeah, I'll speak to all of you in the next episode. Goodbye.